Why, hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is... What's today? Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. I'm joined by Dolly today. Yeah, the baby girl. The baby girl is here today. Mrs. Dolly Cat, coming to say hi. Joining me on the desk, all pretty and soft. Yeah, baby. What you want? What you doing? Aw, Rubs. Yeah. Like how she just leans. She just leans in. Yeah. You going? You going down? Where you going? What are you doing? You leaving? She wants to play. You can sort of see the tail. You can see, yeah, there she goes. There she goes. Now she's leaving. Okay. We had Cat. We have officially had Cat on this day. So, how are things? How have things been? It was a busy morning. It was a pretty busy morning for me. As I was preparing, I decided that I would prepare today orders that are going out tomorrow, because I had expected not being able to get orders out today. I don't usually send out my 3D print orders on Tuesdays or Thursdays or weekends. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just to alleviate the pressure of having to go to the post office every single day, and to, have more boxes sent at a time, at the same time. Yeah. Occasionally there's a day I don't have anything, but usually there is something, at least on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, to go out. But unfortunately, this particular Monday, yesterday, was a postal holiday, so no orders could go out yesterday, thanks to that. So yeah, folks unfortunately are waiting until Wednesday to get the shipments out. I currently have 5 orders, and how many items? Like 11. Let's see. That's 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Yes, 11 items sold between Friday? And today. Yeah, between last Friday and, well, yesterday. I haven't had any today. Yeah, it's decent. Okay-ish. For a weekend, it was a little bit lower income than expected. A little bit lower than average, but okay amount of sales. I consider a decent week to be 7 orders out, and this is 5. Oh well. It was a pretty good midweek last week. It was pretty good, like, in the early part of last week, so that sorta helps, but the total was a little bit lower. So, speaking of packages, last time we met, I talked a bit about how I had ordered some coffee from Bones Coffee Company on Amazon, and Amazon had not sent the item yet. It had not shipped at that time. It was late. As it turns out, later that very day on Sunday, the order was finally shipped. And it said that it would arrive yesterday. It did not arrive yesterday. It was in New Jersey until around 8 o'clock in the morning before it was finally marked as dispatched. So it's arriving today. It has arrived here in the city. It is going to be delivered today, and we'll see at what time it ends up getting delivered. But I am finally going to have the chocolate hazelnut coffee arriving that I ordered on the 7th? What day was it that I ordered the thing in the first place? It was yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like the 7th. It was part of the Amazon sale. It was like the 7th or the 8th, one of those two, whenever the big Amazon sale started. So yeah, it's been like a week. Okay, sure, but at least I'm going to get something. Who the hell knows if it's the correct item? A story that I don't remember telling is that very recently I had ordered boxes, a set of 8-inch cube boxes that was on sale and had limited stock remaining. I put the order in, and they sent it along with another set of boxes I had ordered at the same time. And what arrived in the mail was not a set of 25 8-inch cube boxes. What arrived was an 8-inch cube box that contained a set of 4 commode liners, portable commode liners. Set of 4 boxes of commode liners. Yeah, that got returned. I got my money back. I'm still sort of pissed that I didn't get the item that I ordered that was a sale item, an on-sale item. That is, like, the worst sin one can commit. But because I had essentially no recourse, because they've made it significantly more difficult to contact a person now on Amazon about order issues. You go through an automated process now for requesting returns, and you can only request returns. That's the other issue. I'm pretty sure that if I had gotten a hold of someone, that they likely would have said to keep what I got. But no, I had to send it back. I sent it back for wrong item received, and I didn't end up getting those boxes in the end because they didn't have any more left. They were sold out by that point, and it was no longer on sale by that point. I ended up paying more money on a set of 50 8x8 boxes, 8-inch cubes, which are in the other room now, and I just used, I think, my second one of them. So I'll have those boxes for a while, since I ended up having to order 50 instead of 25, since, as it turns out, 8-inch cubes are just not well priced overall for sets of 25, at least. The only way to get a decent price is to buy them in sets of 50 or more. It's like, okay, sure. And that's to, like, pay, I forget, I think it was like 77 cents a box for the set of 50. I think it was around 77. I don't remember exactly. It was actually more than what I would have paid for the 25 when the thing was on sale. That was like 60-something cents a box, I think. Because, yeah, boxes have costs. Each order that I send out, depending on the box type I use, the range of value is between like 50 cents and $1.20-ish. Some of my boxes are a little over $1 each for their specific size. It's like, yeah, between that and like the 10 cents for the pack for each sheet of packing paper used. More like 7 at the moment because of the set I bought, but yeah. costs add up, and that's why my prices need to be what they are. Anyway, that's that. That's my story time for the beginning of the stream. The games I've been playing, it was just astronauts. It was just astronauts. Since the last time we met, it was pretty much just that. Although I am about at a point where I'm gonna play something else for a bit. I have nearly 200 hours in astronauts at the moment. And I will say here at the very beginning, it might come up at some point. Someone may come in asking about it. The embargo on content for Factorio Space Age expansion lifted yesterday. So there are videos coming out of people who had early access to the DLC putting out content. I have not watched any of it. I do not care about it. I did not get early access to it. I will not be getting the game given to me for free. I will not be purchasing this expansion. I will not be playing this expansion or consuming any content of the expansion. I don't care about it. I do not like what has been presented as the mechanics that are in it. And I don't see myself changing my mind anytime soon about it. So that's that. Hello. Dolly. Hello, baby. How's my girl? Yeah, she's pretty. She's my pretty girl. Hi, baby. Mwah. Pretty baby. Yeah. What do you want? Why you here meowing at me? Why are you talking to me? Of course, now you shut up as soon as I talk. As soon as I pick you up, you just go silent. You just go silent as soon as I pick you up. Hi. Ready to go over? Yeah, ready to go over there. Bye-bye. Hello. Hello, baby girl. Yeah. You want more pets? More pets? She wants more pets. Yes, she wants even more. Are you ready to start playing Shapez 2, a significantly better game? Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get that camera back. Where is it? There it is. The icon's hiding behind my water bottle. Let's get that back to the number and continue our playthrough of the hexagonal scenario. Meow. The baby. It's the baby, yes. Hello, my baby girl. Pretty baby girly, yeah. Okay, last time we met, I made it all the way to the start of the crystallization tasks. Effectively. We got pretty much through 30. There's just like one little thing I have to do to like make the last shape. It's just logistics at this point. I've got like the factory buildings placed. It's just logistics. She's up top now. She likes climbing. If you haven't noticed, so now we're gonna just have this wrong thing. We're gonna have the cattail swishing behind my head. Swishing. Swish, swishy. What are you doing up there? Bye-bye. Okay. Yeah, so we made it from spiraling out last time. The last, like, couple tasks, or last couple of steps of spiraling out. Did all of the Shapez 6 logo, did all of Color Matrix, and set up all of Anger the Fallen, Task 30. It's working on step 4 of 5. It's just route belts for 5. I've already got the top layer made. It's just stack it on this, and we're done. 31, we did the first step, which was get this pinned shape half. Yet it's, for whatever reason, seemed like it took the one that didn't have the pins on it for whatever reason. Now we have to make this shape as part of that task. So that's where we'll be starting. If, in fact, I can actually remember where I was making this thing. I think it was up here. And it was you. Yes, it's this location here. Okay. What they want you to do is they want you to take this shape that you've already made, crystallize it, and cut it in half. Run it through a half destroyer. And I think for this, that is what I'm going to do, because we are pretty much set up for that. So I need to run my crystallizer blueprint. And my shoulder, by the way, has been annoying me greatly for a bit. But fortunately, it is healing. I still have some pain, but it is improving. This shoulder here. Improving, not perfect yet, but we're getting there. Alright, then what rotation am I going to need for the half destroyer? Oh, I don't need to rotate. Good. That's not exactly great for over here, so I'm gonna have to do a bit of finagling. Better. There we go. And she's leaving. She jumped down and left. Alright, well that's step 2. Huzzah. Step 3 is a lot more trivial. Step 3 is significantly more trivial. I am considering doing it in a different way. I'm setting it up separately and keeping this part, but we'll figure that out later. Where the hell did I make these skulls? Where was I making those? Again, I've semi-forgotten. I'm pretty sure it's here. Yes, we have all of those skulls. We already have this set up, so it is simply a matter of reroute the belts. And ta-da! Should be the shape. Once we get that going. There it is. There it is. As you could see, that very simple moving of belts was all that's required for the last thing. That's why I considered it done already. Okay, back up here. Also, this will finish today, finally. 150,000 of this thing, just to unlock final qualification, and give me a bunch of platform units that I don't really need. What's annoying on this particular task set, 31, is that, and beyond, is just the sheer volume that we need. It seems to be designed for, you know, more than 4 belts at a time, which I'm not comfortable with. I'm not quite comfortable with that. But as you can see, you can run these through half destroyers, and you can run them through cutters, just as long as you're not cutting through a crystal. You need some way, if you want to automate, to understand the orientation of a crystal before putting it into cutting or destroying or swapping, so that you don't cut through anything. I don't know if how hard that would be. That seems like pretty hard. What I do know is that the next step will not involve much of any of this. It just takes the full shape. Just takes this full shape, pinned and crystallized. You pin the whole thing, and you crystallize the whole thing, and it makes that. It's this thing that can be a little bit more tricky. Or that will be a little bit more tricky. This is the most complex of the process, because step 4 can be cheesed so easily. So easily. You need a, you need at least one pin on layer 3 and just a pin on layer 3 without a pin on layer 4. That's where it's a little bit more tricky. You can't have anything on layer 4. And my plan is to get a single layer of pins. There are alternative ways of doing stuff that were presented last time, but I think I'm gonna of doing stuff with pins, not for this task, but for this one, getting those bare pins on the top. If the bare pins are on layer 4, that's trivial, but if you need to have bare pins on a layer 3, that's a little harder. That will require having, like, running a crystal line where the intent is to remove the crystal. You need a 4-layer crystal that you then pin, which will remove the entire 4-layer crystal and leave behind a layer of pins on layer 1, and you'll have just the pins on layer 1 that you can then stack on this thing without any crystals on it. So you take that full shape that's pinned and stack the pins on top of it, so then you have pins only on layer 1 and layer 3, and you run it through the crystallizer once and you get this shape in the end. So that shape, I fully understand how to make without doing swapping at all. This is the problem shape, because we can't do that with this. If we try to just put half the pins here, it's going to fill the whole thing. And I don't see any way of doing this without running the crystallizer at least 2 times, if not 3. Yeah, there's a way to do this crystallizing 3 times. There is no way to do this crystallizing once. And the reason is to get that half top, you have to swap. Yeah, you could do the crystallization for the no, you can't. You can't, because that'll fill in the gap on layer 3. It fills all gaps. So if I make the top 2 layers, well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain, is that you have to do the halves separate and then swap them into each other, which is going to require... Alright, I see the 2-step crystallization here. It involves having a like 3-layer trash half on each side. Well, a 3-layer trash half on to make the right side. You need the left side to be a 3-layer trash. And to make the left side, you need at least a 2-layer trash half. And then just swap them. And then on the side that you want, you have to have, you know, the pinned... Doesn't even need to be pinned, it just needs to be a like overhang of this thing. Yeah. Yeah. I should get working on that. Thinking. So I'm going to be using this to make trash. I don't think it's enough. It's not going to be, I believe, if I destroy things. It might just be barely enough. Alright, well, layer 1 is going to just need to be halvesies. So actually, I don't need those if I cut Alright. Then stack Stacking, 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 stacking. Layer 2. Yeah, I can see that I will need more. I will need more trash, unless I want to reuse trash. Half of trash. But no. Because there are certain things that you can do with the crystallization builds. There is a way of reusing your trash and having like a closed loop system for trash if the trash doesn't take part in the production of the actual shape itself. But in this case, I do have production of the shape itself in here. I mean, I could have a pinned half get added consistently and close loop the trash. But that's a level of building that I don't need to do and therefore won't. So the thing here is that that's for one half. This covers one half for this thing. It makes this half here when I crystallize. And then the right side half will be swapped away to make the other half. Sure, I can do this and get the bottom layer, which granted should probably be the opposite rotation, so I don't have to worry about any of that. Though I may just need to do rotating anyway. It's not enough room. So I need another half piece to go on layer 3. And that's kind of the issue. Okay. I only really need 2 belts, but I can work with 4. I don't need those rotated. Route those in. Alright. And that will make the right half of this shape. And then we just swap them, and we're done. I believe that... Huh? Oh. I already prepared you. Neat. So that's not going to run until I need the final step. And I also believe that I've set this up so that it can do 2 on each layer. 2 outputs total on each layer. Okay. Copy all that shenaniganery. Oh. Right. Need it twice. Also. But ding! That's done. Woohoo! Goodbye. Pinning. And that's that. See how much simpler this is? You pin it, you crystal it, and you're done. I mean, I don't really get why they had you do this to get to this. Why this one's even here in the first place. Because it can be done so much easier. Well, regardless, we now have to wait for 12k of that. Now, once this is done, this will stop being used up here. Of course. I don't need these. Oops, that I need. Okay. This will run this away. Now the question would be, where do I want to do the swapping? Well, it implies between this and this to this, it like implies it wants you to do what you did here twice and swap into this, which isn't necessary for this shape. And that's the problem. If they wanted me to use step 2 to make step 3, they should have thought of that. It should be a completely different set of shapes if they want me to do step 2 into step 3 by making twice of step 2 and swapping into step 3. There's a logical progression from step 2 to step 4, but not step 3. Step 3 is superfluous in this chain. It is fundamentally not required. They really should have just done step 4 directly after step 2. They should have just skipped straight here without this. This is meaningless. And frankly, the tasks should not be teaching the concepts. Anyway, that's done. We're about to finish the main milestone. The milestones are supposed to teach the concepts, frankly, not the tasks. The tasks should be testing the concepts, not teaching them. Regardless, this thing needs to get swapped somewhere. It's just probably gonna have to be down here. Thinking. Is it that? I think it's that. Alright, let's get this stuff brought in. unfortunate. Better. That'll do. That won't do. Bah. Whatever, man. Whatever. Oh, and why, yes, this is reducing my throughput for this step I'm currently doing for the moment. But yeah, I could take this thing and, like, refresh it and reuse it. The milestone is done for the final qualification. We are certified. Yeah. That's that. That is the most complex of all of the processes of this task. Because the last one is not anywhere near this. Now, I could, theoretically, have 2 of this. I could have 2 of this, crystallized twice, and swap into each other, and it would make this shape. And it would make the last shape. By just adding onto this thing, the other half on the top. That would make it. That would make the last shape. That small change. There's another way of doing this shape, and that is to put pins on layer 3, to stack these pins on top of a bare hex. And you don't need any swapping at all. You need no swapping. You need only 1 crystallization line. So none of this. 1 crystal line. You just take a belt. You take the 4 belts of input of this guy, pinned. You do this. You take this guy. Right here, you take this guy. You stack those bare pins from up here. From up here, take those bare pins. Stack them on this guy, which is pinned underneath. You got then pins on layer 1 and layer 3. You run it through the crystallizer and ba-boom, there it is. Now you're still doing 2 crystallizer lines to get these bare pins. Just so we are aware. That does still involve 2 crystallizer lines to make it. But I'm going to do it that way instead of modifying this. I could modify this, but why? Because this, while it is also doing 2 crystallizer lines, it also has a bunch of junk. You're deleting a bunch of junk. Modifying this with those pins, you don't need a junk shape. You have junk fluid. through the one crystallizer line, which is like 2 pipelines of fluid. So it's like you could either do 2 pipes of fluid, which is like 8 belts of junk, or you could have, oh, I don't know, how much of this? How much is this? This is like 12 plus 4, 8, 16 belts of, well, I shouldn't say it's 16 belts of junk. It is 12 of junk. Because we are going to end up with a half of with one full shape in the end. Here, I would still end up with the full hexagonal shape in the middle, and in this one, it's still the full hexagonal shape in the middle. So it's 4 belts of usable stuff, and then 12 of junk. So 12 junk versus 8 junk. Yeah, so this is superior. I hope it's obvious that this is superior because this is 8 junk versus 12. Actually, no, this is still 12 because this is junk. Well, never mind then. It's definitely simpler because you're just pinning here. Pinning fundamentally simpler than all that cutting that I'm doing over here and stacking. You have cutting and stacking and destroying and all that stuff. This is far more complex. This will be far simpler. Simpler! I like simpler. Simpler and can be more compact, as far as I'm concerned. And I already have this set up, so whatever. That'll prepare me for later. Yeah, then I'd have to, gosh, if I was to adjust this for that 4th thing, instead of doing these half destroyers, I would need to do another cutting line. I would need to do a full set of cutting on all 4 of those belts, which would result in 8 belts, half of which going to one side, half of which going to the other, here and here, to get this stack plus this stack. I would need to have this stacking over here, and they would be mirrored outputs. Then crystallize these things and swap the things. Yeah, it's just so many steps. So many steps, so many buildings. Definitely don't want to do this for that in the final piece. Now, I could send this in, and it would count. In fact, I think I will. Just start sending it. No reason not to. Now, I may have a little bit of a throughput issue until this thing backs up fully, which it looks like it has backed up fully, so it should be fine. It should work as normal. Full throughput on everything. because I've got the paint for it. Got plenty of the ink. The red juices. Just may take some time for stuff to load in. Okay, next 32. Because I think we're done at this point with 31. 32 is extremely straightforward. I don't really understand why this exists. It really doesn't test a damn thing with crystallizing. I mean, it's integrating pinning, but so did the previous thing. It's just weird. Pinning and mixing of colors and stuff, but it's just so straightforward. There's nothing different with it. The issue is finding all the different pieces and bringing all those pieces together. That's the slight pain point. So I've got one of those here. Would prefer having a side-by-side hex. That right there. That there with one of those would be fine, especially since I need 2 more doubles. And then opposite those, and yeah, side by side of those. Okay. So this is just hexes and flowers. Don't know how many flower things are nearby. Because I know that sure enough, as soon as I go looking to try to find the flower things, I'm not going to be able to find the hex ones nearby. So that just is how things go with me. Though the flower pieces are the rarer piece, so if I'm going to be looking for the shapes that I need on the map, I should look for the flower pieces. I mean, there are entire flowers, but it's easier to not work with the entire flowers with hexes, or with a pure shape of 6 pieces in this scenario. From my experience playing this scenario, it's far easier to just not work with the full pieces, because you rarely ever need them. But ding, that's done. Well, that being done, here let me bring another operator level 74. There's only 3 lines there. I don't have enough paints to run all of these. What I'm gonna do here, because I think this has enough throughput on each lane for 3 sets. So I'm going to take these that are going into layer 3 and put them. I'm going to put one set on layer 1, and I'm going to put the other set on layer 2. And that should give me enough once it propagates down the lines to fully run everything. And as you can see here, that's the shape. That's that shape. Yep. Yep. Burrs. Alright, looking around for the flower shapes as doubles, with one double being a 180 rotation and one being they are directly adjacent to each other. Which, yeah, good luck me finding that anywhere. Looking for 2 patches of each having 2 flower pieces and just 2 flower pieces. That's going to be a mission. Because I believe that those are the rarest piece, 10%. I think it's the 10%. I think the flowers are supposed to be rarer than the gears. Seeing it mixed with other things, but I don't need it mixed with other things. If I just need to modify the full shape, I will, but it would be just so much nicer to have the shapes that I need on hand through mining. That's funny, those are already painted blue. I'm just not really seeing flower pairs, teardrop pairs, whatever you want to call them. Now I've got that. I do have this. It's not enough for 4 belts though. I have this that's colored. And I have the full piece. I have this. There is enough of this. I wouldn't like using that though. Yeah, I think those are forced there, at least most of them. That always are there. Part of a dedicated starting zone. still haven't really seen even a pair of normal teardrops. Of just teardrops. I've seen some of the gear ones, and I've definitely seen lots of hexes as pairs, but not teardrops. So I guess the idea of finding 2 different teardrop shapes that are just the 2 maybe a bit of a something that we're not going to ever see. Not going to say impossible when the map is basically infinite in size for all intents and purposes, but improbable. Yeah, I don't know what's with all those numbers, so goodbye. Goodbye, bot, as far as I'm concerned. You may as well be. Wow. Just shocking. No double teardrops. Anywhere. Anywhere. Even pretty far away. I would think I would expect to see some by now. But no. Just no double teardrops. That is so annoying. The full shape exists, but I haven't seen even the 4 piece, let alone the 2s. There should be pure 4 pieces. Like, there's the gear one, that's a 4 piece. No flowers. It may just not be possible? Are there just no 2-piece flowers? Period? That might be the case. There may just be no 2-piece flowers. Or even 4-piece flowers. I mean, yes, there are 4-piece at the starting zone, but I haven't really seen any outside of the starting zone. Ow. Ah, shoulder. As pure pieces. There's plenty that have 4, and some that have 3, but only as part of compound shapes. I could be blind. I could have come across stuff and not seen it yet, but as far as I'm concerned here, it doesn't actually look like they exist. Freaky. I don't like that. Yeah, still, like, nothing even this far away. And yeah, you can actually go to 3 numbers, or letters, excuse me. You can go to 3 letters of each pair being, 99. And you can actually go multiple numbers as well. Multiple numbers, multiple letters. It just keeps going. Well, since I pretty much have effectively proven, at least on this map, that there doesn't seem to be any existent pairs of flowers, sets of 2, or even sets of 4 that are just those. Through everything that I've been looking for, we must make it. Home. Well, if we must make it, I've got a pier there, got the other pieces here that I need for this, so that's what we'll be doing. I need my fluid mixing station. Doesn't really need to be a train station. In fact, I've rarely used it as a train station. What the fuck? Where am I? Game is a little buggies. Yeah, that's better. Ugh. Dang. Okay, I need a red where to fit all of the miners. Good enough. And I need more red, and I need more blue. That'll be fine. Okay, where am I gonna foundation? Here. I guess. Mining. Then where's the thing? Way the hell ass down here? Oh god. Ugh. Just ugh. Alright. Well. Alright, realistically, I should just paint this blue here, actually. Don't use that. Take this over, paint it. I'm just considering how many belts. So I want this to give me 4 belts of one shape, and I want this to give me 4 belts of the other shape, so they will be different in the end. Unfortunately, I have to wait for the blue to fully arrive before I actually get any previews, which blows. This thing needs to always be red. So I guess I have to do the same-ish thing and paint it. Bring me red. Bring me red. But dang, that's done. Forever and ever. And ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Alright, bring that up there. That also needs to be painted white. It must be white. White is here. Okay, the thing about this is that I need another set. Now, I could take a 4-piece and paint it white and cut it in half, but I don't want to deal with that level of logistics. So I will do that. I also need red. Damn it. Better. The orientation matters. Alright, red. Another operator level, 76. Okay, crystallize. Do it in here, I guess. Bring me magenta. The magenta shall flow. Okay, that will make layer 1, and I just need to get that out. 2 trains. Okay. That's 4 belts of this. Then we just gotta put that on top. And then that on top of that. And then that on top of that. And then that pinned twice on top of that. Okay, stacking. This is tricky. I have to adjust that. That's what I need, yeah? Yeah. That's what I need. That's what I need. Right there. For this. And beyond. Now. Where is a train line? Right there. Get thy ass to the vortex. Rotation. So this guy is like that. Okay, so I need to rotate this clockwise. Another operator level? Guess. Stacking. Put this layer 1 stack on top of the U, send it out, and that's step 2 of the process. Just as long as this always stays on the bottom, basically, that's all this is really teaching you. It shouldn't be teaching you, but that's what you need to do. This would be a lot more complicated if it were to break from putting stuff on top of it. But I believe that you absolutely can put stuff on top of crystals, just as long as the crystal itself does not ever fall. And then this actually has to go on top of this. In that rotation. We're halfway through today's stream. It's gone by quick. Oh, God, I'm so sore. Arm in particular, but also other parts of my back and left shoulder. Groceries were heavy this week. But that was on Saturday, and yet I'm still feeling it. It's like, why? Alright, the blue pieces. We got blue? Yes, we got blue. Alright. So this part, I need one where they're 180 rotated, and I need one where they're not. Where they are in fact adjacent. That's the easy part. That's the easier of the two. Most definitely. I kinda need more than just that one. Oh, there's that thing. Where they're all of that rotation. Hey, 31 is finished in its entirety. Neat. So my thought here is if I rotate this a specific way, no, I think it's just going to be easier if I take this thing again, another operator level. Take this, rotate this, cut. Oh God. Spacing. Spacing kind of sucks. But basically just cut and rotate and do all that, but doesn't need to be that hard. Well, if it works, it works. So, whatever. Of course, I'm going to need to rotate twice. Well, I'm also concerned about deadlocks with belt lengths and all that. I can play around with other methods. That does do it. So let's do a little logic playing. Alright, so that gives me that. Now, this thing. What? Can you never? Huh. It doesn't matter. The cutters will always cut in the same way, no matter which way my various camera angle is rotated. I could take this and change the rotation, and it results in the exact same thing. Yeah, that's what I was just trying to get. I can't make this vertical. From this orientation, but I can get this, but that's not what I need. So the question is, can I rotate it in such a way that's that? Okay. That makes use of the full shape. I don't need all of it, so I can actually remove that completely. And as long as the end is the same, that is something that is simpler than this. Okay, so it's going to be that. And there it is. Ta-da! This thing needs to be pinned twice. So I may as well do that here. It's simpler to do the slightly inefficient 4 instead of 3. And there we go. There we have it. We're all set. I just need to put them... Well, the amount of time that we have, I can absolutely just put them on a belt rather than try to train it. You know, swappers in this game can be a little bit mind-bending, but we get there eventually. We get there eventually. Yeah, my brain has some trouble sometimes with this specifically, with the swapping. Well, that finally finished. Alright. Belt it. Because sure, why not? Autosave. Hitching. Everything good? Yes. Everything is good. Okay. Now, break that. That is the shape I need. I'm gonna come down here. Now it's just a bunch of logistics, I think, for the rest of this. That's all of the pieces made. It's just a matter of stacking and delivering. That's it, that's all. Stack and deliver. Actually, I need 2 more sets of stacking, but whatever. It's fine, it's fine, it's good, it's dan-daddly. Next up is actually this piece. I need to figure out what exact rotation I need for it. Because I don't need this rotation. I need it to be... clockwise? Yeah, I think I need that. Oops. Yeah. It needs to be that way. That's gonna take a while to arrive. And that also means that this piece needs to be rotated counterclockwise. Pretty sure just the once. Just logistics from here. That I will consider to be the entire task finished. at this point because we have made all of the requisite pieces, as far as I'm aware. All the requisite pieces are done. It's just a matter of stacking them for each step as required. Yeah. So that's done. Hallelujah. 33! Our penguin, the frost companion. At least this process has 2 crystallization steps, but there's nothing difficult about this. Now, yes, it is going to have those top layer pins. That's kind of new. You need a sacrificial thing for it, and we have composite shapes of different colors involved here, so that's also a thing to consider. It's using actually 12. If I want to make 4 belts of output, this will ultimately use 12 belts equivalent of ink, of paint, yellow paint, 8 of cyan, 8 of cyan, 12 of yellow. Depending on how I did the white or how I do the white, it could be just 4, but it's going to be 8 of the white and 8 of the blue. Yeah, it's quite a bit of colors, quite a few colors here. We don't need flower shapes, we just need hexes and what I call the diamonds. They're called gears internally. They're arrows, like arrowheads shaped. So for this, I'm going to need that right there twice. Because we need it for the feet and the eyebrows. And we need a hex where 4 pieces are blue. That's 3 pieces blue, not 4. We can't swap that to get what we need. I'm pretty sure that somewhere on this map this exact thing exists, but I'm not going to go out of my way to find it, especially when I literally have right here a method in which to do this. Like right here. It's already here. It already exists. We take this, we paint it blue. Actually, just yeah. Sure. We take that, we paint it blue. And how much of this did I use? Oh, just casually. All of it. The whole damn thing. Alright, next. Don't really know about all this rotating, but I don't need that. I need to see what the orientation is of that input versus this. I do need a rotation. Don't know if it's that rotation that I need, but I know I need a rotation before my stacking. Stack, stack, stack. Route these belts over. Now we have to wait, unfortunately, for the paint to arrive. That's the one thing that is one of my biggest complaints. Is that the game absolutely knows what color is supposed to be coming in here. Otherwise, it wouldn't be giving me these previews of blue here. It absolutely knows that there's blue coming down this line, but it doesn't give me a preview of this output of the shape with the color. It doesn't give me that preview until I get the color in. And I don't understand why it would behave in that way when it's the only thing in the entire game that behaves like this. Maybe the crystallizer also behaves like this, in which case I say the same thing about it. It's like, it knows the input color, what's coming, what's hooked up all the way from the mines. It knows what's being mined. It knows what's coming. It should give me a preview of the output before the ink arrives. Like, it should give me the preview. And it would appear as if my rotation is in fact not correct. And it's actually a 2-step rotation that is required. A reminder that these are not 90 degree. These are not 90 degrees. These rotators, they are in fact 60 degree rotators in hex mode. Because because a line of 3, this is 180 degrees. This is 180. That's 120. That's the only way to get 120. So yes, that is the intended shape for step 1 of our penguin. All right, train. There we go. Next, this isn't even the crystallizing process. Oh god. Okay. Yellow. Wait, we're done with this, right? We have finished... No, not this guy. We finished the other thing. We haven't even come close with this guy. It's still working through this 12K. My gosh. That's gonna take a while. It was the other one that finished that was up here. This. Why is the throughput so bad? On that. I don't even need that. Need none of it. None of it, 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 none of it. Yeah, so there's probably either issues with the painting. Yeah, it was with the painting, but either way, it's done. Goodbye. Give me yellow. Hello, 81. Okay, I needed. There was the thing that was nearby, the double gear. That I'd seen a double gear. Where's the double gear? Oh, hey, it's already yellow. There's already a double yellow. Did I want to paint that yellow, or do I want to use this double yellow? Kind of want to use this double yellow, but no. There's like the amount of effort to do that is multiple steps to just paint this yellow versus just painting that yellow. And I don't have to just paint this yellow. I have to also crystallize it, cyan. So I need yellow and cyan. And I'm going to make that entire layer, because that layer doesn't actually change at all for the entire rest of the shape. Alright, painting, linear. Followed by crystal, it's linear. And I can't forget that I will need blue here for this step. I'll need a blue set stacked together with those gray 180s. So I'll grab that, and that'll be blue in. Wow, there's no blue nearby. Cool. Have some blue. Now, I do not need any more cyan than what I'm going to use for this. So I can freely route that yellow on layer 3. Then once the cyan arrives, which should be relatively shortly, I'll have this layer 1 that I just have to route over. The issue with doing it this way is that the layer 3 piece would also need to be routed over for stacking. Guess I'll do it that way. Just run a space belt over. Alright, next part of this, I will need gray U. This thing. Stacking. And then the other issue is rotation. Okay. So, yes, I will need rotation. That's the one. And that's the shape. That's the eyebrows. Layer 3. It will need to be yellow crystallized, and that has to happen last. Order matters. Alright, now I need to change up here. Alright, we're done with you. This guy, yeah, remove all that layer 2. That is not the rotation I need. That's the rotation I need. All right. Now we're good. That's making that. Oh, wait. No. What am I doing? I'm a dummy. I am dummy! In case you were unaware, I am dummy. Yeah, that's not the next step. I'm getting ahead of myself. I am absolutely getting ahead of myself by an entire step. Yeah, the next step is to add those. And I've added them. It's like, okay. That was an oopsies, but we've fixed it. Right now I just gotta wait for 12k of this. Then add those flowers pieces opposite cornered, and then add the pinned flower pieces, and we're done. Whatever the hell this is trying to make, intergalactic humor, sort of going a little beyond me. I mean, I sort of get that it's, oh. That's an oldie. That's an oldie. It's the bow tie with that squirts water out. It's the bow tie that squirts water. That's what it's going for. My goodness, wow, that's an oldie. Okay, sure. Haven't seen that in a while. That's what the blue is all about. It's squirting water out the bow tie. Yep, burrs. Shooting water out of the bow tie. What's with your throughput? Why are you trash? Why are you not? Oh, because I have to wait for this to back up on that pipe. That space pipe. Yeah, so I have to also route this yellow probably up to here. Because unless I bring this down to here. I'll consolidate, like, here. With a train station. Now this one's obviously a penguin. Okay. This will be where I consolidate going forward once first step is done. And I'll belt it. Out to there. Autosave is autosaving. That'll be what I'll end up using for that next crystallizer on step 4. For now, I need this. That's probably going to be coming in on layer 1, even though I need it on layer 2. Do I really need that there? No. Holding shift makes the camera move faster, FYI. Some mechanics folks don't know. Rotations. That needs to be the quote-unquote bottom. So this guy is already correctly rotated with the gray over where the feet are. So I don't need to change the rotation. How convenient. This, though, this needs to be rotated 180. Because it needs to be opposite the feet. So when I set the next stacker up, I'm going to need 180-degree rotators. Whoops. And I'm going to need trash. 180 trash. Ah, yes, and that needs to be white. This will need to change to white. As will this. This will need to be white. And this one need to be white. So thoughts there would be route white here. I could wait, or I could route this up and trim that, have a foundation where currently it just crosses. But then do the painting here to make it white. I should have plenty of white to spare. Just keep that in mind. There should be plenty to spare. It'll temporarily reduce while those belts back up. The space pipes back up. But if I'm only using 2 here, I make... Well, actually, I think I just actually... I think I only have the 1, actually, just the layer 3. So I won't have enough. Yeah, I won't have enough. Because I only make, 3 sets. I could make more, but I think I'm just going to live with it being lower. Yeah, I'm going to live with it being lower. So these guys will get replaced with, will change from gray to white and go back in place. And if I'm not mistaken, that means that I'm basically set. Yeah, I'm pretty much just set. I think it's just a matter of logistics at this point. I now have all of the, not quite all the factory elements, but most of them. I need to run that yellow crystallizer line. I have to do that yellow crystallizer line. Okay, break that. This is going on layer 2. And onto that space belt. Break all of this. Because it is now going to be replaced with that. Oddly, this blue has not finished backing up yet here. Which is kind of strange. How much longer is that going to take? What? Oh my god, it's all the way here? It's not even halfway. Oh well. This will be half belts then until that backs up, finishes backing up. I could speed it up. And so I shall. This only adds one thing of throughput to it, but that will stabilize stuffs. Okay, coming down here. Those have finally arrived. They get stacked on top of this thing that we have made. And it makes this. The body of our penguin. Then we'll have the beginning of the eyes and the eyebrows. That will then crystallize to make the beak. And then we need to recolor to white and add those pegs. Okay. Crystallizing. I will do here. And I need one more stagger set for the very end. Now I need to bring in those pins, or a pinned object of two items that are 180 degrees rotated, which is, yeah, this guy. If you were wondering, that's this guy. Simply take those, pin, boogers. Another operator level, 82 now, top 5% worldwide. Well, I'm just not using the others. The others are just there. It's just because my blueprint is for the full throughput pipe, and I just need one of those three. Same over here, but like I could actually just reroute this pipe up and do the pinning there from layer 1. I have 16,000 platform units, so I could afford to not use stuff. They'll need to be rotated to match. Yeah, that's the one. And the main thing here is not really the shape, it's the fact that it has pins. And it will be plopping on a shape that's already 3 layers tall. So what would be a 5th layer will be removed. And that's the gimmick, by the way, of the insane difficulty scenario. Insane difficulty scenario, as far as I'm aware, allows shapes that are 5 layers tall rather than 4. That is the gimmick for the insane scenario that we will be doing next. Now, as for when next will be, gonna say right now that we are not going to finish 34 today. we're not going to finish 34 today. Like, we're not really going to get all that far into 34 today if... Well, I mean, I get... At the very least, we can supply a yellow hex. I think we can supply a yellow hex. I don't know about you, but I think we can supply a yellow hex. I don't think that's missing that much. Yeah, yellow hex sounds fine to me. That is loading now, and that's, I think, the first, maybe second doohickey of it. This should recover now, like right now. Yeah, that's already full belt recovery. Yep. It's just a matter of propagating down the belt. I think it's just about there. It's almost fully propagated. Now it's fully propagated. So now we should get a full 4 belts. Rather than halvesies. Rather than the halves, it'll be fulls. And once we get the 12k of that done, it's just route these lines into this and send that out. I believe that's the only thing I need to do. Is just stack this to make that, or to make this, excuse me. That'll be that 3-layer object. Then for step 4, crystallize. I guess I can set up the crystallize pipes. It'll be running this to here and sending this output out, since this should only fill the beak gap. And then for the last step, we have to do more than one thing. We have to switch the 2 grays, the 2 things that are gray, to be white, and then have to route this into here and then out to make the pins for the eyes. And it's a penguin standing on ice. It's standing on ice. That's what the cyan crystal's for, is to be like, oh, this is ice. Or icy water, whatever you want to think of it as. Alright, should we? Yeah, we're gonna at least pin task 34. I will announce now that next time I will finish task 34, and I will not continue the stream once task 34 is finished. What's the gimmick of the final task? You break the crystal to go from step 3 to step 4. You swap the shape into itself, and you're done. So you start with a... It's so simple. You start with a yellow hex. You then put this white 4-piece hex on. Crystallize red. Okay. For this piece, so we go from this, which is goodness. If you're mining the base shapes, which I plan to, you paint yellow, you paint white, you stack those, you crystallize red. So it's like 4 steps. Then step 3, part 3, rather than crystallize, in between that last crystallization step for red, right before it, you take this 4-piece yellow. So you need to have that 4-piece that was white. You mine more of that, and make that yellow, and pin it, and stick it on, and that makes a layer 4, gives you layer 4 pins. You then run that through the crystallizer one time, and it gives you all of the gaps as red. So it gives you the layer 2 gap as red, and it gives you the full layer 3 in red. Okay, and that's that. You add, I guess, 2 steps. If you're mining the base shape, you paint it yellow for that new base shape, and you pin it. It would actually crystallize layer 4. Excuse me. That would crystallize layer 4. So it's a little bit more complex, but not that much more. All right, I can crystallize. I can get a set of pins that are just the pins and put it there, and be done with it. And that would add an extra crystallization, 1 crystal step. So it'd be 2 steps of crystallizing, where the other one, the color doesn't matter. To obtain a layer 1 set of pins, and it would involve like having a set of 4 pins to make a tower of crystals, of 4 crystals. So you have to have some shape that's been pinned 4 times as a sacrificial shape. So it's like 4 belts of a sacrificial shape to make that thing. We did that today. I've shown that, how to do that. And then you don't even need to pin this top shape, you just stack it on top. So a little bit more complex on that one. This one, we're just adding the 2 pins. You're just adding 2 pins from some other sacrificial shape. It's the exact same thing, it's just you add 2 pins. And then you swap it with itself. To break the crystal. Which gives you the pins on layer 2, the bare pins on layer 2, and nothing on layer 4. Now, I am uncertain if that is the only way to get bare pins of just the 2 pins. It is not. It is not the only way. You could make this without having to do this process. This is entirely buildable without those crystallizers, or that crystallization of the object. But it still would need crystallizers, because you could do this by getting a bare 1 layer pin and cutting it to just the 2 pieces. But that involves a crystallization step. So that'll be my plan for the total execution of that task. We will go through this task fully from like step maybe 3 and beyond. I don't know if I can do both 1 and 2 today, but we shall see. And I shouldn't do it here. I shouldn't do it here because it's getting a little messy having 2 things going at the same time up there. What I need is a full hex, and I need a 4-piece hex. And that's it. I need a full hex, I need a 4-piece hex. Pure hex, which that's probably going to be the limiting factor, is that 4-piece hex. Just having a different spot with a 4-piece hex. Alright, there's a 4-piece hex. What about a full hex? There's a full hex. A little lacking on the reds to make the white and the red and the yellow. But we will live with it. Oh, there's actually 2. There's actually 2 full hexes here. And another 4-piece hex down there. Do I need this? Do I need this shape? What are you outputting? That was 22. I don't need this. So congratulations, we get to reuse this spot. Just not with all those colors. It's like, well, may as well... Oh. May as well use the location where I'm already making those. I don't need that. Don't need that. That's not something necessary. Oh, you're way over there, huh? Alright. So where is a full hex? There. There's enough space to get up another mining set. And bring it up. Alright. Boinky, boinky, boink, 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 boink. Alright, I will need white. I will need yellow. I will need red. Multiple red, lots of red. That's done. I have to change that, but I will grab that. Stick it there, remove that. And start yoinking it over to there. And there. Alright. We've sort of set up for that now. Another operator level. Okay, is it you? Yes, it's you. What's with the... It's the white. Yeah, it's the lack of white, which I invited. Okay, now... Now we do this. There we go. The bow tie has started leaking a little bit of water. And then it will fully splash. Alright, back down. Yeah. Okay. Let's start painting. That's where we're gonna send the stuff out, I guess. More trains. More trains! So now it's just waiting for this to accrue. At least it's only 10,000 for step 1. They sort of understand that this is a trivial step 1. It's not even pinned. It's like, huh. I could do more of it just to try to speed up that process, but we've got other crap to do as well, including painting again. Gonna make that white, and then it has to be crystallized as red. No, it's not. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Crystals go down after painting, or after stacking. So I'm gonna have it down here, but that's just for my own. Actually, no, I need to leave it. Leave it, please. Need it layer 2 because it's gonna get stacked on top. Yeah, just gonna put that there just so that it's there. So this, stack on this, output here, this, output out for that. Needs red. The red is up there. Not really a good way around it. I'll crystallize down here. I should probably have it this side, because all the inputs there are on layer 2. Yeah, all the inputs are layer 2, because that's where I guess I intended for the inputs to be, on the pipes. Now the output can be there. Alright, step 3 is a little bit more tricky. I will need additional yellow. I need that here. Alright, yellow. Need to get you up. That'll give me yellow of that. Then I need a sacrificial shape and color. Meanwhile, back up here, I need to now not crystallize. I need to route that here. And these out. Double check. Looks correct to me. Back down. Okay, so I can use basically anything for my purposes here. I have this convenient green, but I need green or yellow. I need blue for white, but I only need the one stack of blue for white. I'm left with 2 stacks since I'm not using the magenta or the cyan here. So I'm thinking I'm going to bring the blue over to here. And then I'm going to use a layer 2 of this. Yeah, it can be any pin I want. It can be a full set of pins because I'm going to stack the pins on top of the non-crystallized object, and that's going to run through the crystallizer anyway, and it will get rid of all of the pins. So even though 2 pins will fall into the layer 2 gap, it's all going to be replaced with the red through the crystallizer process, and then I will stack the 4th layer on the top after crystallizing. All right. So you, actually, are going to be pinned. Until you disappear. And we're left with a stack of pins. That's part 1. Part 2 is to crystallize that. And that will make a 4-layer crystal that we then pin. You're then left with a plain old set of pins on layer 1. This is powerful. This opens up so many doors by just having a single set of blank pins, of just pins. this is basically a shape in and of itself. And you can treat this as a shape in and of itself. With the exception, of course, being that it is replaced by crystal. It gets replaced by crystal wherever it is, and the entire layer that is what empty as well as filled with pins is replaced by crystal. So I guess in a MAM situation, you could set it up to force it to put pins everywhere where there should be crystal. I don't know. I don't know how well that would work, if it would work. But just having access to this makes things, I think, a little bit easier programmatically if you're trying to build any arbitrary shape. Because you can somewhat replace crystal with this to then crystallize, but that doesn't work on a top layer if you only need a portion of a crystal on a top layer. So it doesn't get you all the way there, but it does sort of help with full lower layers, I think. Maybe. Either way, there needs to be like another stacking where that gets stacked on top of the layer 1 and layer 2 here. Basically just this thing without the crystals, and then that runs into the crystals. For red, and then stacking for these. And as I said, once this is fully finished and all 20k of the final thing is done, getting shipped over, that is where I will end next stream. So next stream will be shorter, I would imagine, and I will do that because I want all of the streams of a given scenario to be of just that scenario. I don't want to begin a new scenario halfway through the stream. So that's my reasoning behind that. And I believe that completing this task is a process that will take longer than an extra 1 hour. So I think that there's at least one more full hour, more than 1 full hour, but not quite 3 or 4. Because we're already set up for the hardest part of this at this point. Like, we're already set up for the hardest part of it. And the next step is to add a 2 pin. And that gets added, that's just one more thing stacked at the end. I need a 2-piece object here, U. I just need it pinned. And of course, I'll need to figure out what rotation it needs to be after everything. Same with you. I think I need to adjust your rotation, but we'll see. Actually, you know, it needs to match this. So this doesn't need to be rotated. All that needs to happen here for the end is that this needs to be in this gap, and it already is. Wow. Alright. Cool. Doesn't even need to be rotated. And then last but not least, for the final step, it swaps into itself. That's it. That's all. This is step 5. This and only this. That's step 5. This is step 4 to add those 2 pins. Step 3 is like all of this. Step 3 is all of this. Plus this too. Yeah, so step 3 is to take this guy, that's the stacking of these two, stacking these on top, didn't leave myself quite enough room here now, did I? There. These will then go into the crystallizer. And then from here into here. So changing what is being output here from here to output from here, and then this out. That's step 3. Yeah, step 3 is all of this, and this. Well, this was from step 2, but yeah, it's all of this plus this guy being inserted into the process. Step 2 here is running this thing and this thing together, bringing in these pieces. So the factory's built. The entire factory is built for the final task. I just have to relocate this in line, move some belts around, and it's done. And it's just a matter of waiting. Time. It is just a time thing. Now there might be some issues up here. No, this is just time, and then this guy here is progressing and is also just time. So now it's just time and some moving of things around. That is done. Okay, before we start continuing to work here, we have reached the end of today's stream, and I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Show, and if you've enjoyed the stream today, as we approach the end of the hexagonal scenario, Please be sure to do all the social stuff down below the video. I will be back to finish the hexagonal scenario on Thursday. I hope to see you all then.